Here's a quick review of the Dr. Evazan figure that was produced by Hasbro as a part of the Star Wars Vintage Collection line of 3 3/4 inch scale action figures. Now, I've often wondered why Kenner never released a figure of this character back in the first Star Wars figure line. I remember that they released Walrus Man, who I believe was later renamed Ponda Baba. So why this character never got a figure made of him back in the 70s, that's somewhat of a mystery. It would have been great to have this guy for my Creature Cantina playset back in my youth, because, after all, Dr. Evazan had the death sentence on 12 systems, and he was an early antagonist of Luke Skywalker. Okay, the joints on this figure, they were very easy to move straight out of packaging. Dr. Evazan has articulation in the neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, waist, hips, knees, and ankles. Dr. Evazan's head can spin 360 degrees and move side to side slightly, but it has little to no up and down movement. The wrists spin 360 degrees, but there is no swivel. The elbows and the knees also appear to be double jointed. And even though there is no ankle pivot, the ankles move side to side. Thus, I feel that getting some good dynamic poses with this figure, it shouldn't be too difficult. Paint apps were nicely done with no appreciable errors to speak of. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'm going to give you a closer look as to what Dr. Evazan looks like. Okay. All right, Dr. Evazan came with one accessory, so let me take a break here, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. The figure stand that you see him standing on was not included in the package, and you can buy these stands at smalljoes.com. Okay, here is Dr. Evazan's lone accessory, his blaster pistol. And this fits snugly into a holster located on his right hip, and the holster is not removable from the figure. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a quick 360 of Dr. Evazan for you, and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So here he is from the front. Here is Dr. Evazan from the left-hand side. Here is Dr. Evazan from the rear. Here he is from the right-hand side. Okay, and finally, here he is once again facing forward. So overall, I have to say I like this figure. The paint apps were well done, and the articulation joints moved nicely right out of packaging. It's also nice to have this character in my collection, so that if I ever do dig out my Creature Cantina playset out of storage, I can put this character with the other Cantina characters that I have. So therefore, I think Dr. Evazan should get a great recommendation. If you see him in stores, pick him up. I think he's a solid addition to your Star Wars figure collection. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.